In my 20s, one thing I believed was that you should optimize for freedom at almost all costs. You know, financial freedom, time freedom, creative freedom, the freedom to be able to do whatever you want. And what I've realized since getting that freedom to basically do whatever I want is that freedom is kind of like money. It is not useful in itself. It is actually a currency that you spend on things you care about. What financial freedom allows you to do is you get the freedom from stressing about the bills. What time freedom allows you to do is that, yes, you can spend your time doing whatever you want, but then you kind of realize that being able to kind of do whatever you want kind of feels a little bit hollow after a while. And what you then want to do is you want to invest that time in things that matter. So in like getting married and having a kid, and like right now I'm building a business with an in-person team. All of these are things that in my early 20s I would have thought that like, why would you do that, right? Because you're curtailing your freedom. But now how I see it is that at one stage of your career, you're doing a lot of work to acquire freedom. But then once you've acquired the freedom, you are cashing it in to figure out like, what are the key things you actually want to invest that freedom in? And even though what that looks like is that you have less freedom, like I have less freedom now than I did before I had a kid or before I got married. But in many ways, I have much more fulfillment because that freedom to be able to do whatever I want and like travel whenever I want and like do anything kind of does get hollow after a while. That's not to say I don't think you should chase freedom. I think it's a great thing to chase. I think for me, it was really helpful to do stuff like build a business and a YouTube channel and, you know, things like that, that gave me control of my own life. But now I'm able to use that control to invest in things that I care about. So that's one thing that I've sort of changed my attitude towards in my early 20s compared to now in my early 30s.